I'm going to be playing through my 2019 murder mystery. I will admit, this is technically the second time I've played through it today because the first time I didn't realize this, but when typing in, I had these hotkeys for Streamlabs, and let's just say I hit them and then it would stop the recording, the re-record. I don't know. I'm still learning, I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'm going to be replaying this, so if I don't, do it perfectly or, go into as much detail, it's because I've already done this today. And, yeah, I don't want to do it a third time. That's the fun part about murder mystery games. You can only really go through it so many times before you know the mystery by heart, especially when you made the darn thing. Anyway, so this is murder mystery, case closed. I'm going to fix a lot about this game. One of the things will be how you find it. When this game first came out, I had a tab up here for both of the murder mysteries, and that's no longer a thing. So I'm going to make a tag just like I did for Adventures of Will and Cat in case you'd like to play it yourself. Although if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you're not going to play it. And I apologize. After playing through it the first time, I realized there's a lot broken about this game, but I'm hoping I can fix it. I will also admit that I'm probably going to rename both of the murder mysteries. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? So, a voice recording transcript says, "Hello, my name is Mariam Turner. I present you with 2 cold cases. Your objective, figure out who did it, how, and why. I'm certain they are connected somehow. You will be presented with puzzles and brain teasers and other things in each post. They will contain passwords. In order to unlock the next post in the list under the Murder Mystery Cold Case tab, you must enter the password from the current post. Just as a note, my playtesters have found that working in groups is better than working by themselves. To start, let's see if you can figure out who was killed." So this is for victim 1. Victim 1, you start with Independence, Rest, Happy, and Honor, End of the Meadows, and the Tree. AP, no, no, no. AP, hint, it's none of the names listed. And then for the second victim, you would have all of this. So, we're going to do the first victim first, because that makes more sense in my mind. And originally, fun fact, this was going to be a 3-victim game instead of a 2-victim game. But I ran out of time, so I'm still saving that last murder mystery somewhere, but I don't know if I'll end up making it. Anyway, so the idea is that you have this list of names, and you're going to go search for the name meaning. Oops, Google, you can't know my location, that's illegal. So you're going to look for the name meaning. You're going to do this for all of the names, but because I already did this once today, I kind of know already. So Felix is, it's Maverick, that's Independence. Noah, Nora, Wes, Hazel, and I think Felix is in there too. So you're going to get the name Ms. Flynn all jumbled up, and you're going to have to do that. Oh, we're also missing homeroom. I did the same thing last time. My apologies. I will fix that immediately. Homeroom. That's not right. Apparently, that's not right. Forgive me, it's been a hot minute since I've done this. Just ignore it. This is Murder Mystery 2020, which, by the way, is so much smoother than this one. I learned a lot applying these, and it actually has a fair amount of, a good difficulty curve in the second one. It's just, so much better. So if you haven't played Murder Mystery 2020, highly recommend. Just because it's so much better. Okay, apparently I can't find it. So, we're gonna go lights out for a second so I can go on the developer side, because this is what happened last time, and I'm embarrassed that it's happening again. So some of you might be wondering why there's a playlist at the bottom of this page, and it's because I had a idea from this author that I read where she included I don't know what you could call it, but she included like a playlist to go along with her book, and I thought that was a super cool idea. And I was like, ooh, I want to do that. So I did it. I copied the idea because I liked it. So if you like it, then you should have do your own spin on it. If you like it, then you should have put your own spin on it. Just kidding. Okay. So it says in the instructions over here that for this first one, you're going to that's further down. When you enter the password, input it all lowercase, no spaces. For victim 1's password, input the password in homeroom. So this is homeroom. And we're going to put in MSFLYNN for Ms. Flynn. And here we are. So we will need this start later because we're going to be doing the second victim. And so I'm going to pull it and minimize it. But other than that, you won't be needing it. So after this, Mariam Turner says, "Congratulations, you've made it past the initial step. Sorry about that. We had to test you to make sure you weren't completely incompetent for the task at hand. In case it isn't clear, the victim in this case is Ms. Flynn, a teacher at Athena Academy. One thing we have been able to figure out is that the school's schedule plays a major role in figuring it all out." So this is your schedule. This is going to give you like the order of which you do it. So first we're in homeroom, then there's math, then there's history, then there's English, then there's lunch, then there's science, science, then the arts, then your extracurricular. And then these are like your victim 2, two-parter, and then your case for now. So we have it all figured out, and then this is the general schedule. Please note that homeroom is meant to be a study hall / announcements or period. Science encompasses a wide variety of science topics such as chemistry, physics, biology, herbology, sociology, and many more. Students are able to hear from a variety of experts in their respective fields and are able to do research projects with a teacher, mentor, if desired in any given topic. This encourages the child's natural curiosity. The arts covers many different art forms, from painting, animation, choir and band and orchestra to theater. Each art has an extracurricular-based club where students can pursue their passions further. Extracurriculars can also be any of the school's sports teams, extra study time for students in AP, and more. Extracurriculars are student-run but have a teacher mentor. At 4:30, all the students participate in school-wide cleanup. If any extracurricular leaves a mess, they are punished. This builds character, teamwork, and tidiness while having fun with friends. AP students works a bit differently from other schools. They follow the same schedule as the other students to encourage friendship between the students. However, all AP students are required to do 4 research topics and write an extensive thesis. They are held to a high standard of excellence in both grades and demeanor. So our suspects are Harley Patel, Kai Chen, Grace Owen, Ollie Lewis, and Mrs. Maisie Mayers. So the password to the next document is one thing these students all have in common. You have all the information you need, all uppercase. So it's just the students. This 3 paragraphs is how I wish school was run. That's the short of it. I feel like sometimes in elementary schools that if you're labeled XYZ kind of kid, because I was labeled an English kid and now I'm an engineer, but had I been not allowed, but like encouraged to pursue engineering, I probably would have found that I liked it a lot sooner. So this is just me about how I wish schools were run, even though I know it's probably not a perfect system either. Alright, so Harley Patel, Kai Chen, Grace, and Ollie are all AP students. So there's Grace, there's Harley, there's Kai, there's Ollie. They're all AP students, and that's fine and lovely, but that's what they all have in common. So next we're off to math. The instructions say to do it in uppercase, so we're going to do A, capital P, and that's got us in, so we don't need our homeroom anymore. Mariam Turner says, "Now we know who the victim was and all of the suspects. The day the murder was discovered, we found a single math multiplication table worksheet. It seems weird to us, but maybe it holds the key to find out how Miss Flynn died." So some quick facts you should know. Here's her profile. And then this is a math worksheet. So Her full name was Dolly Mariam Flynn. She's a teacher. She's a notorious tree drinker. She doesn't have any extracurriculars. Ms. Maisie Mayers checked in on her before the evening and thought she was asleep, so she just turned out the light and left. She doesn't typically give out extra credit, but Kai seems to be the exception, not the rule. Flynn does not seem to give out detention regularly, but on the day of her death, Ollie was also given detention. So for this puzzle, I don't know if you guys ever heard of like the letter equal numbers puzzle. They're quite common in murder mysteries or like escape rooms where each letter of the alphabet corresponds to a number. And what you're going to do is you're going to take each of these numbers, 16, 15, 9, 19, 15, 14, and you're going to convert them into letters which spell out the word poison. You're going to submit it, all lowercase, nothing special. And now we're on into the next one. Mariam Turner says, "You have made it so far. I am proud of you. How unlucky the cause of death was poison, as this week the students were learning about some poisons. Time for you to figure out which one. Solve the puzzle, my dears." So, this is a 2-part puzzle that's 2 parts pain in the butt. And I'm going to definitely fix this when I update it. So in this one, you have this secret code, and I already did this one, so I'll just tell you what it says. Roughly, it says, okay, here's the list of poisons for the puzzle. Whichever one is not listed in the puzzle is the answer to your question, and it lists the following poisons of heavy water, oleander, Bella short for belladonna, and antifreeze, and yeah, those are your poisons that you're working with. So then you come over here, and you're given a list of clues that you could probably use Google for, but even when I Googled it, it wasn't super helpful, so I'm probably going to make a library of sorts like I did for Murder Mystery 2020 and have that help you. So number 3 across is radioactive. It's used to make nuclear weapons in World War II. That would be heavy water, because I didn't do research for this. A beautiful pink flower that can kill you with just 1 petal. That's an oleander flower, which is why I'm surprised people have that in their backyards. Locusta uses to kill Emperor Claudius. That's belladonna. And used to assassinate Georgy Markovi in 1987. This was his ricin, and it is used on the tip of his umbrella, and I thought that was really cool. But not here to celebrate murder, just here to solve some puzzles. So our mystery poison was antifreeze. So now we're going to go to English and type in antifreeze. Yay, you figured out what precisely finished off Miss Flynn. Pat yourself on the back. Antifreeze was found in her autopsy. She was discovered on Monday by Ollie. It's rather unfortunate someone so young had to find their teacher like that, but she received counseling, so she's probably fine. Here's why we figure Ms. Flynn was killed with antifreeze. Fast acting. She wasn't found until Monday, and it takes anywhere from 24 to 72 hours for it to kill you. It's sweet, so it could be easily slipped into food or drink. It's relatively easy to get your hands on it, and the first stage of antifreeze poisoning starts out with you feeling like you're drunk but can end in a coma. I bet you still don't feel any closer to figuring out her murder. You don't know anything about the suspect, so why would they want to kill Miss Flynn? Welcome to English class. We found a piece by Kai. So, quick warning, this is supposed to point out some darker material indicating a relationship between an unconsensual but yet forced relationship between Miss Flynn and Kai in a poem, and then I say it a little bit more explicitly in the text, so here we go. They say a mother's love is forever. It is true. Her love is eternal even when her time here isn't. Time is a contradiction. He is both too fast and too slow. I find myself sprinting towards the future but at the same time dragging my feet in dread. She deserves all the help in the world, and yet I think when I'm finally able to, it'll be too late. Grace is deserving of the name bestowed upon her. She's the beauty of starlight and holds more love and goodness than anyone I've ever met. I feel like a fool standing next to her brilliance. Have you ever been in love, felt the pitter-patter whenever their name comes up, falling so hard and so fast you just know you want to be with them for all eternity? I'm so lucky to be so young and to experience these 2 kinds of love. It is a wonderful feeling. Yet, there are some who use love. To them it is inconsequential, a game you could play. They choose their lovers like they choose a drink. Pick your poison, I choose you. Their love binds you, holds you captive. You cannot escape, for it would be the death of you. They hold their obsession over your head to keep you in line. No one you actually care for can ever know. You think, it is only temporary, so I will pay my part for a short while. But you know that as you stay, the price is your soul. You must feel like Icarus in flight. Their love is like the sun, your despair, the roaring waves beneath you. Pick your poison. I know it's not as easy as that. However, time is ticking. So, if you think this poem is about Miss Flynn, check out this text message. Hey, Kai, can you come see me during lunch so I can help you study for your upcoming exam, winky face? I don't like study with you. Remember what's at stake here. Fine. Can't wait to assess your performance. So, the password is the name of the illusion made in the poem, all lowercase, critical reading skills for the win. An illusion is basically a reference, which we reference Icarus, so it's all lowercase, and we're going to say Icarus is going to lunch. So, now we're at lunch. Woohoo, you found a potential motive for Kai Chen. Suffice it to say, Miss Flynn did not have the purest relationship with Kai. From the school security system, here are some pictures and situations you should be aware of. A mysterious interaction. So this is Eve28, warning you're being toyed with. Are you sure those around here are true with both tongue and heart? Your friendly owl. Eve28, you seem distressed from the note from yesterday. If you want to know who is deceiving you, peek in the classroom during lunch. Do not actually enter. Your friend, the owl. So the owl, if you are Sherlock as a player and Lestrade is like Mariam Turner, the owl is like your Moriarty. He's supposed to be like this. There's supposed to be like this villain that I can have as a reoccurring character that kind of sets up these masterminds. So this is someone's backpack. They say they have an owl keychain. They have some things, and the password for the class is the name of the person who owns the backpack. So Eve 2:8 is for is by grace you have been saved. So it's very famous verse. So we're going to type in grace. That gave us the answer, so we don't need the other one. Alright, so we're in science class. Harley Patel, there has been a report of you stealing answer keys from the teacher's lounge. Not only that, but the report states you actually used the answer key to cheat on the science exam on last Friday's exam. As per school policy, this will result in expulsion. If you wish to fight these claims, please feel free to contact me, Ms. Flynn. So here we have Harley's desk. And she has a fox aesthetic going on to kind of distinguish her from the last backpack you saw. And this says Ms. Flynn's science test answer key. And this was found on Ms. Flynn's phone with a conversation with Harley. I swear I didn't cheat on the science test. Do you have an alibi, witness, or evidence of your innocence? No, but you know I want to go to law school, right? Why would I jeopardize my future? If you can give me evidence by Friday, you can consider this a mishap. If not, sorry, I can't help you. Monday, the report will be sent to the principal, who will finalize the expulsion. That's not fair. Help me out here. I wish you the best. The password to get into the arts class is what will happen to Harley since she cheated on her science test and all in lowercase. Well, she will be expelled. I can't remember if that's the right one. Expulsion. There we go. That's the answer. Expulsion. So, now we're in the arts class. Last motive. For the last suspect, you're so close to the end. Once you know the motives for all the suspect, you could choose who did it. Then you'll know the truth. Now, Ollie's not only the artsy kid of the bunch, but also one of the top 5% of her class. So here we have a drawing cruelly drawn by me. And it's an art challenge, day 3. Draw a monster based on a fear of yours. So she has a teacup, a ruler, a fork, a spoon, and pencil legs. Drawn by Ollie Lewis, but, So then we have a couple of cartoons. One titled Worthless, encouragement for people who go through bad days like me. So, one person says, stupid, why would we want to be friends with you? Worthless. I have been there, trust me. Just remember, there's always tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe one day those who hurt you will look back and regret what they did. So then you have another issue asking for help. Hello, Professor, I'm having some issues with some peers. Can you help me out? And they said, maybe if you were smarter, you would be able to figure it out. I don't understand. I looked to you for help and leadership. Instead, I found mockery and more blows to my ego. What am I supposed to do? So, short comics. And then we finally have a detention slip, and Miss Mayer's parents said that she's been there a lot. So, she talked back to the teacher, so she would write, I will not talk back to my teacher 100 times on the whiteboard, because, yeah. Surely detention is not the only reason for murder. Password for the final class is the name of the person who did it. Well, that would be Grace. The last 2 classes were diversions. Congratulations, you have correctly figured out who took the fall for this crime. Let's be real, Grace was only a puppet in the grand scheme of this plot. Did you notice it? The owl. This is their first crime as far as we know. Truth be told, we've been deceiving you, but only a little. The owl and Grace had a few more letters back and forth. Here's the full correspondence between the two. Do you know who the owl is? Neither do we. Even though Grace was tagged with owls, that doesn't mean she was the owl. She went to juvie and was severely interrogated. Maybe another case will help? When you are done with the other 2 cases, a number you'll need is 7. So that's for the finale. So these are the first 2 letters that we found. Grace, I'm sorry for what you saw. I thought you should know. If it's any consolation, Kai isn't a part of it, so are you up for a little revenge? If yes, sharpen your pencil for 5 minutes and do 3 spins during history, or find the owl. Grace, during science there will be an extra vial at your station. Make sure you take it home with you. Bring it to school tomorrow. Soon you'll be able to enact your revenge, I promise. Your friend the owl. You've done well. When extracurriculars start, you need to volunteer to make Ms. Flynn's tea. Pour the vial in, then go to your extracurricular. Keep the vial with you. When you get home, wash out the vial with bleach. Get rid of it if you want. Your friend the owl. So now we get to bring back the start, and now we're going to have this puzzle, and these are all the words. So you take this list of words and you plug them in. They're all in order, so you just have to plug them in. But then you have these little numbers, like this one's a 4, this one's a 2, this is a 6, this is a 10. I can't read them super well, so I'm probably going to have to redo this. But really you're going to get the name Felix Shepard. And this is one of the mistakes I made in making this, where you really only need his first name, which is Felix. So, I discovered that on replaying this. So, what Mariam Turner says, so you either decide to start with this one or decide to come to this one after doing a different victim. This one won't be like victim 1. I'm not going to baby you for this one. I'm going to pile the evidence all in one for you to figure out, and you'll have to figure it all out, so this will be the last you hear from me, unless you beat this level. The password for the next one is the name of the person who did it, space, cause of death, and we're talking zip. And even though he says that he's wrong, it's cause of death, space, who did it, which I will fix, just unfortunate. So I'm going to read these texts, and then I'm going to read the Unitide book excerpt, and then we have a clock cipher, and then a Unitide theory. So Harley says, hey honey, I have wine and book club on Tuesday. Would you like to come? The book club would love to meet you. Sorry honey, I have a major deadline on Wednesday. Okay, love you, kissy face. Love you too, heart. We should go drinking to celebrate the book's success. Fine, how about Wednesday after your book signing? Sounds great. Where do you want to go? The bistro. Only the finest for your best-selling author, of course. How dare you? What gripe do you have with me now? You stole my manuscript. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, really? A murder mystery where a man is strangled to death by an unknown assailant doesn't sound familiar? That was my idea, Shepard. You're dead. See you in Heckley. So, now we have our excerpt. Bryce is sitting at his desk, unaware he is about to be murdered. He is diligently looking over the numbers for this month's quota. All is quiet, save for the clucking of the numbers put into the calculator and the gentle lilt of the classical music playing in the background. His desk faces the giant window in his apartment that overlooks the city. The wife has gone for wine and book club, which is all for the better. Bryce has deadlines to meet. Break time and all is well. Time for routine stretch. Bryce's phone lights up. It's the wife saying she won't be home for several more hours. He thinks about inviting over the hookup. He is on break after all. She says she's busy but can be over in about an hour. Back to work then. Bryce is buried in work so he can play. He feels arms wrap around him in a tender embrace. Hands work on the button of his shirt, then the tie. The tie is around the neck, soft satin on his slash. Hey now, dear, I'm almost. Boom, he dies. The culprit fixes the shirt and tie and walks out, the door hidden under the cover of night. Who did it? Why? How? Who discovered the body? More to come in the full version. Also, just want to point out that Felix and Harley are two characters from that list of name, from the first victim's case, because this is meant to be like later in the timeline when they're all adults, versus the first one was like 20 years old case. Anyway, not important. So I'm going to read the main theory, and then we're going to jump into that clock cipher, and then I'm going to explain how to solve this. Today I'm going to be covering Felix Shepard's Anita Tie. It's a murder mystery that follows what happens after Bryce Croak is murdered. However, the murder mystery seems to be incomplete as the killer and cause of death are never actually revealed. Spoiler sorry, but I think I have a solid theory. Let's start with the perspective of this book. There is something off-putting about the third person in this book that really throws me off. Especially since the identity of the speaker is never revealed. It makes me question how much I can trust the speaker. We can, however, cross out some people who aren't the speaker. The detective doesn't have the brain cells to speak in a coherent manner that the book is told in. The wife wouldn't know the details about the matter. She was at Ryan Book Club with several eyewitnesses. The mistress is too obvious of an answer, and later is revealed that there is no record of her being in the building that night. With no alibi, though, it's hard to rule her out completely. It could be from Bryce's perspective, as he could have just stuck around and see if anyone could solve who killed him, but I don't think that's right either. It could be the co-worker, but they seem to be on relatively good terms with playful banter. The security guard in the building wouldn't care that much about the story. Here's my theory. We don't know a lot about Bryce's past. We know that his high school reunion was coming up. We know that he feels remorse over something he did in high school. What he did is never revealed. Instead, when he's speaking to his therapist, he talks about his friend from college dying during their camping trip while they were hiking. Bryce says he's haunted by this and blames himself for it. I think this was the second murder Bryce witnessed or was a part of. I think that someone from his past is both the speaker and the killer, whether that is directly or indirectly, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Don't believe me? I wouldn't either. Let's look at the cause of death. Bryce was by himself when he died. Someone had to know he would be by himself, staying up working on his work. Someone would have had to know that Bryce doesn't change out of suit and tie until he's ready for bed. The mistress, the wife, and the security guard would all know some or all of this information. Ex-girlfriends or boyfriends, if you look at my last theory, would also know this if they kept in touch, or Bryce kept the same patterns over time. So how did he die? Based on the description of his body, it was one of the more violent ways to kill someone. Personally, I would go for air shot between the toes to simulate heart attack. They'd have to make sure that the victim was actually dead and not just out cold. The marks on the body indicate it requires the person to be very hands-on in the kill, to kill with passion, who specifically I don't have enough information to actually say. Anyway, thank you so much for reading my theory. Comment below if you want more Anita Tie theories as well as your thoughts on the ending. Happy reading! So, this ending, especially like happy reading, is a riff on my own writing from back during this time period. And then this is meant to be like a caricature of a cross between like a Tumblr blogger, because I was once on Tumblr, and yeah, with the air shot between the toes, a specific reference to that, to Tumblr post I once saw. Anyway, not important, it's fine. So here we have the clock cipher, and the clock cipher is essentially when you'd cut off Y and Z, and then you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. So you essentially go around twice, with the big hand being the second time around, and the little hand being A through M. So if you go through all of these, you'll find your word is suffocation. But if you want to actually access this, it is strangulation, and Jack did it. So you made it. You know that Jack murdered Felix Shepard because Felix demanded way too much from him with very little appreciation in return. In order to get to the finale, you'll have to solve this puzzle. It may be simple, but you've done it a lot to get to this point, so I guess I could go easy on you with this one time. So you're gonna grab. Whew, sorry. So you're gonna grab your 7 from the first murder victim, and you're gonna go, okay, what's one of these things don't look like the other. One of these things just ain't the same. So none of these other ones have 0, so that's 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is slightly darker blue, so that's 2. 7, 0, 4, 2. So then you're gonna go to the finale, and you're gonna say 7, 0, 4, 2, and that's going. That's going to let you in. Now I typed something extra in there. Congrats, you finished both cases. I'd guess you're better than I thought. Thank you for playing, and hopefully next year we can give you rookies some harder cases. Sources: inspiration for the structure of a murder mystery for gameplay. So it's this blogger I found. Things that will get me on the FBI watch list. JK's just murder research. So I had to look up things for ricin, heavy water, antifreeze. Got some puzzle maker, fake text message maker, and strangulation. The photos are taken by my own hands with stuff I own. The graphic images mean like the ones where it had like images of the owl. I didn't draw that out every single time, or made with Canva. All the writing is done by my own hand, as you can tell from the grammar mistakes. Thank you so much for playing the game. I appreciate all of you for supporting me and being a part of the community. You guys encourage me so much. I will see y'all in the next blog post. So this was fun. There's a lot to fix here, and I'm excited. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.